Hello, D-Gens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I, of course, am the Brofict one, AJ. Happy Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. Hope you're having a great week so far. Hope you're ready to finish it off strong. We've got a great golf tournament planned this weekend. The Cognizant Classic coming at us from the Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. It's going to be a great tournament. We'll be breaking down the field and everything you need to know to make the best bets possible. Before I go any further, though, do just want to take a moment. Shout out to everyone watching here on Rumble, over on YouTube, TikTok. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help us out a lot more than you know. But let's not waste any time. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. Cognizant Classic happening this weekend, starting tomorrow morning, nice and early, as we do start the Florida swing of the tour here now after finishing off the West Coast. This is being played at PGA National Resort, the Champion course, of course. As I mentioned, in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. This is a par 71. Yeah, par 71 with 7,223, a total purse of $9.6 million. And the previous winner in this one is Joe Highsmith. Now, actually, before we do that, before I get into that, we'll go ahead and just jump into the weather for this upcoming week, which not the worst. And you got to take into account this is Florida. And so just because it doesn't say it's going to rain doesn't mean it's not going to rain. That's not how Florida works, not how Florida operates. It kind of rains whenever the hell it wants to there. Especially now in the winter, you're looking more at like evening, early morning storms. And then, of course, just those random afternoon ones that they love to throw at you. But the weather this week, though, really not looking that bad. Thursday going to be a high of 81, low of 62, partly clouding. Wind is going to be strong, about 13 miles an hour, so we're going to need to keep an eye on that for control purposes and drives. Friday, high of 83, low of 66. Looking at showers in the afternoon, 44% chance, which 44% might as well be 100% chance in Florida. Now, that means, those later tee times, and those guys are going to be maybe getting a little hosed here, might see a little bit of delay going into Saturday like we saw last week. Saturday, not seeing much better. 83, high of 64. But PM thunderstorms, not just showers. We're talking thunder and lightning now. So something we're going to need to keep into account. Again, might be pushing back Sunday, might be trying to get a lot of golf in on Sunday, that's for sure, which should be high of 80, low of 66, mostly sunny. But again, wind very strong this entire tournament. So it's going to be windy, going to be gusting. The guys are going to need to stay on their toes for this one to get her done. But outside of that, what else do we need to know about this course? What else do we need to know? Well, this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one. Going back over the layout of this course and everything, there is so much water on this course. There's so much water on this course. I'm guaranteed to lose about two boxes of balls if I was to play around here. Left, right, center. I mean, you're really just got a tough time there with all the water around. You're going to need to be accurate off the tee. Not get the power going off the tee, but you're going to need to place it in the fairways. We are dealing with straight Bermuda grass in the fairways, on the roughs, on the greens. Nothing but Bermuda. And so going to need to be good on Bermuda, but really going to need to be able to control that ball's flight path. And again, with the high winds that we're expecting this weekend, going to be easier said than done. And let's say you don't hit the green. Let's say you don't hit the fairway, excuse me. You're going to need to scramble. And I mean, get some eggs out. Let's scramble these guys up. You're going to need to really pull out the miracle shots, the hero shots in this one if you start to get into trouble, if you really want to go ahead and take advantage here. So you got to scramble. You got to be able to play well in Bermuda. Got to be able to hit that driver just far enough, just accurate enough, but not too hard, not too soft. Get it a Goldilocks type hit there. And then, again, that wind. I really can't understate how bad I think that wind is going to be coming up this weekend. Now, meteorologists have been wrong before, so I'm not putting too much on it. But still, with the wind going in, especially what we're asking these golfers to do on such more narrow fairways with less room for air, gonna be a rough weekend. Gonna be a fun weekend, though. Now, that's the course. That is the weather and everything like that. Let's get into what I think is the more interesting part of this one, and that's the field. The field in this one, not a lot of, no disrespect, but not a lot of big names in this one. not a lot of big names. Harry Higgs and Danny Willett going to be getting it started off tomorrow morning. Austin Eckroat, a guy who kind of was a flash in the pan and hasn't had much success yet. Joel Damon's on this one. Sam Ryder, Adam Svensson. I mean, a couple of names that you see on a more regular basis, but still a very large field. 123 golfers in this one. A lot of opportunity all around for everyone playing in this. And I mean, seriously, it's an interesting field. It's a very interesting field. And the odds are speaking for themselves on that as well. The odds, definitely is not a Scotty Scheffler's playing golf this weekend kind of odds that we're looking at. And so seeing especially when we get to the outrights, not having a Rory, not having a Hideki, not having I can't Shoffley or anyone like that. It makes it for much more competitive odds. And before I get into my picks, I do just want to say my card is a little bit smaller on this one. These are the golfers that with past experience, not only on this course, but other types of courses like this, along with what I've seen this season, I'm liking the odds of where they're at and to go ahead and do, top 10, 20, 30, whatever the hell I ended up picking them. But this is going to be, I think, a big live betting weekend for golf. I really think there's going to be some good lines out there. You're going to be able to get the flow of the field a little bit more, and I think you're going to be able to sniff out some big winners on this one if you pay attention, especially going in Saturday night, Sunday morning. You can probably snag good lines there, good lines all weekend, top 20, 10, etc. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to my card for the weekend. We will go ahead and start in the top 20 where Ryan Gerard is going to be the guy there. And I'm sorry. Maybe it's because we've dealt with Scotty Scheffler being so good for so long. But if your name is not Scotty Scheffler, I'm probably not going to take you to top 20 with a minus in front of your name. Shane Lowry as well. I've been back and forth on Shane Lowry. You'll end up finding out he is not on my card at all this weekend, but definitely one of the golfers where I was flipping back and forth. I don't think he's there right now. I don't think he's got the stuff right now to get her done. So we're just going to stay off my list. First one that will be on my card, though, we will go ahead and start with plus 100 on Nikolai Højgaard. Solid start to this one. Got a top 20 in this last year. His irons have been great so far this season. Give me Højgaard to plus 100. AJ, are you going to take Rasmus at the plus 110? No, I honestly just like Nikolai. I think, and again, I know they're brothers and everything, but I think the way Nikolai plays speaks more to this course than Rasmus. That's just me, though. That's just me. Now, this one, I will say I'm taking more of a shot. I'm taking a shot here and trusting my gut a little bit on this one because we haven't seen jack shit out of him to start the season off. That being Brooksy. Give me Brooks Koepka at plus 150 to top 20 this one. Welcome back to the tour, dude. You've made one of two cuts in your starts, missing the waste management, and you could make an argument that he is quote unquote the biggest name in this tournament in this one. You're getting him at plus 150. I think that's good value, but also with his experience with some of these less experienced golfers gives him, I think, a little bit of an edge there to go ahead and power through and at least squeeze out a top 20 in this one and get some money in the bank this season, bro. I mean, seriously, I guess it's only been 2 tournaments, but you know what I mean. Who else are we going with? Did I take him? Did I end up taking him? I did. No. Yes. Max Homa, kind of in the same spot as Brooks Koepka in my thoughts. One of the bigger names on this card, hasn't been having a great season so far. No top 20. No top 20s are better this season for him, and he missed the cut at the Farmers. It's been a rough start to the season for Homa, but I could see him starting to get back into the swing of things here. Going to go ahead and take Max Homa plus 200 to top 20 this one. And now we might need to get into the Google in here. Not the Google in, but at least the search in, because this list gets very long very quick. Did I take him? No, I scraped him from the list. Come on. All right, we're not going to do that. Let's go. There we go. Give me Aaron Rai. I can't believe I missed him. Aaron Rai at plus 150 in this one. He's made cuts, but hasn't done much else this season. Course is good for his play style. I like the way his irons are, and I think he's got enough control coming off of the tee box in order to make himself competitive in this one. I could see him squeezing out a top 20, maybe a little bit more. You'll have to wait and see what we go with there. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Aaron Rye in this one. Excuse me, at plus 150. And then this one, a little bit more of a gut pick. I'm not going to lie to y'all here. Where are you? There you are. Give me the Jaeger bomb at plus 230 to top 20 this one. Top 5 in the Farmers, and has had a fine start to the season so far. And this is a golfer that I feel always hangs around more in these less experienced fields and that seniority, again, like we were talking about with Homa and Brooksy. That the experience coming out and being able to stay around, scramble a little bit better. I like Steven Jaeger a lot. And then this one, I'm not going to lie, this is a shot in the dark. This is a shot in the dark because this guy, I'm not going to lie, he hasn't done much this season. Give me Neil Shipley at plus 550. It's been a rough start. He has not found a lot of success joining this tour. Since joining the tour. He is a guy that, he made a cut, made some money and everything. That's great. He had so much coming out of his amateur career. Not only, being the under amateur at the US Open and the Masters, but, being one of the best putters on the Corn Ferry Tour for so long. And I think this is a course that Shipley can really dial in on. I do think this is a course he can dial in on. His driver does make me a little concerned. I'm not going to lie. Driver does make me a little concerned on it. Not that he doesn't have the distance in this one. It's just that sometimes the control isn't there. And with the wind, that does concern me. I love his iron play, though, and he is able to scramble. He has been in those shitty situations. He can get out of them. I like Neil Shipley in this one to go ahead and top 20 at plus 550. And those are going to be all of my top 20 picks. Only 6 picks. Again, I told y'all it's going to be a shorter card. Much more interested in the live betting of the Cognizant than anything. But Nikolai Hogard, Brooks Koepka, Max Homa, Aaron Rye, Steven Jaeger, and, of course, Neil Shipley. Let's move to the top 10. This is where you'll be seeing Ryan Gerard on my top 10 here. Plus 160 is that? Yeah, plus 160 to top 10 here. He's made all 5 cuts so far this season, has two top 2 finishes, one of those being a tie and a top 10. He is one of the best golfers on the tour right now. Approach from 150 yards out. I think he's going to be able to put some darts onto the green. I mean, absolute darts out there. Yeah. Go ahead and give me Ryan Gerard plus the 160 here to go ahead and get my top 10 started. And you guessed it, you're going to see Nikolai here again at plus 200 for all the reasons I said earlier, along with Brooks Koepka. Where is he? Max Homa. There he is. And Steven Jaeger. I'm dropping off Neil Shipley from this one. Odds are great. Odds are great. I have not seen enough out of him so far, though, to put my American currency on him to top 10 this one. Is he going to be a guy he starts flirting around at 11, 12 on Friday, Saturday? I'm going to be looking into it. And yes, I'm going to be paying a little bit of a price on that, and I'm okay with that from what I've seen out of Neil Shipley so far this season. So just throwing that out there. Again, big on the live betting this weekend. And as you'll notice, the list is getting smaller and smaller. Go ahead and give me Ryan Gerard here. Give me Nikolai Hogard here. I forgot Aaron Rye, on the top 10 as well. But yeah, those are my only 2 top 5s in this one. This is a tough field. Like Gerard at the plus 320, like Hogard at the plus 400. Oops, and don't want that. We want outrights, baby. And this is what I was talking about with the odds being a little bit closer here. Ryan Gerard and Shane Lowry sitting there at 1,600 a piece, with the Hogards not far behind at 2 and 2,200 respectively. But Ryan Gerard, I am going to take a flyer on Ryan Gerard to go ahead and win this one outright, along with Nikolai Hogard at the plus 2 racks to go ahead and win this outright. Again, like I said, it's a smaller card on this one. Just a lot of unknowns with a lot of these golfers. And even with the more experienced golfers on this course, the weather's going to play a huge factor into this one this weekend. It's going to be something. We'll see how bad those storms actually get and see if we get some softer ground there, which might help with the approach shots to the green. But with that wind all weekend long, I mean, it's going to be 8 miles an hour was a low estimate that we saw on Friday. Going to be some rough wind. Going to really need to stick those drives and stick them good. Any shots, honestly. But yeah, hey, that is all I've got today. It was going to be a shorter one today. I knew it. It was the Cognizant. What you going to do, brother? But hey, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to everyone here on Rumble, over on YouTube, TikTok. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help us out a lot more than you know. But with all of that being said, have a great rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy the hell out of the Cognizant Classic. And yeah. Good luck. God bless. I'm the Brofict One AJ, and I'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.